All right, look, Jay, how the fuck was your day, man?
Man, no complaints so far, man. All is well over here. I'm alive and prospering, so can't complain, man. How about you,
Hey,
sir?
man, I can't complain. Even if I did, and I always my wife get mad as hell when because I got a automated response to people saying, "Hey, man, how you doing?" Well, every time I say, "Hey, man, I can't complain," who would listen? So that's my automated response to, "Hey, man, how you been?" Hey, man, I can't complain. Even like when you talk, I don't know if you ever noticed or if you ever did this. You talking to an older gentleman or an older lady, and you say, and you kind of talk how they talk. Hey man, what's going on? Hey man, hey brother, how you doing, man? Hey, what's up? Hey man, how you doing? Hey man, I can't complain, man. And then you might even say some dumb shit like some old shit that don't make no sense. Hey man, how you doing? Hey man, ain't nothing to a rabbit to a squirrel that a nut don't get a nut out the tree, man. You know how we do. So that's my automated response. If an older gentleman asks me how I'm doing, hey man, how you doing, man? I'm doing fine. I can't complain, man. I mean, if I did, who would fucking listen? Right, and then we go about our day. So, yes, Jay, I can't complain.
Motherfucker, right, man. Don't want to give a fuck
No,
any
don't no
goddamn
one
way.
cares anyway. So why even bother? Why bother even saying?
What's the point? All you doing is attracting a bunch more negativity because you focusing on all the bad shit and oh man, I got a flat tire and my bills are due and I'm barely gonna be able to pay them and eggs are expensive.
Let me, yo,
Fucking A. Fucking hell. My daughter might not be able to get an
oh
abortion.
wow, like that's volunteer some information I didn't even need, but
That's what
that's
that's
what
what
people
that's what
do.
people are nowadays, man. This a whole thing. A bunch of people do a fucking temper tantrum and have meltdowns because oh, my daughter's not going to be safe because in the future she might not be able to get an
Yeah, like what
abortion.
type of
These are big problems in the world today. You know, what if your son wants to become a girl? What if someone misgenders your son as a boy? What will you
what will
do?
I do? These are the concerns.
This, these are the problems that are plaguing the masses today, and these are big things to to worry
Well,
about.
guess what, Jay? Let me say this to the public and to anyone who might come across me or speak to me. If I ask you how you doing, don't fucking tell me, man. It's just I don't. It's just a, how you doing? Hey, man.
It's a
Yeah, it's a
formality.
formality. Just keep it the fuck moving. I'm trying to be cordial.
This is
It's
not a
not
real
a real
question.
question, man.
It does
Yo,
not require an answer.
don't
Period.
tell me, man. I don't fucking want to know. I'm just trying to be kind to you, man. So for everybody out there, if I ask you how you're doing, don't fucking tell me, man, because I don't give a fuck. I'm sure Jay feels the same
I couldn't give less of a shit. I don't even give a fuck how I'm
way.
doing half of the time. Like,
Right,
I don't care how I'm feeling mostly. Why would I give a
right. Like
shit how
who
you're
gives a
feeling?
like? That's a true statement. That's a true statement. But I want to get into some shit, Jay.
I'm always here
We're going
for
to
it.
get into a couple of things, but you know how we do. You know how we do, right? I see the Epstein list shit and all that shit. Not too much things there. Like you said earlier to me via text, the most interesting thing about that part or that situation is that what wasn't revealed to the public. I find that to be interesting, but we'll get into that. I wanted to get into something a little bit not as crazy. Uh, first off, right? And of course, I got a name. I got to name the episode, right?
Yes, sir. You know we can't go too far without a
Yeah.
title.
That's just like who does that, right? Fucking you need a title.
Fucking
You
heathens.
need a title for your podcast. That's what we do.
Gotta
We got
call
to
it
call it
something.
something, right? And
God forbid it's
oh my
episode 7.
lord, I'm not.
We need a real subtitle, game
Yeah.
within a game, something. So give the
I
people
would
what they want.
never view a podcast that doesn't have a name of an
Oh my
episode.
God! What would you even? How would you know what you're watching? What are you gonna do about it? That's
I'm glad you
insanity.
said that. Being able to discern whether something is what it is and what it's not. So I will call this shit discernment.
Ooh, I'm here for it. I don't even know what direction we're
It's a
taking it in, but I like it
surprise.
already.
It's a surprise. I wanted to shock you.
I love the fucking surprises. You know, it's got to keep me on my toes, keep me
Yo,
sharp.
man, that's what I do. Look, if you can't being able to keep the all knowing Yoda of this shit, Jason Lamar, keeping him on his toes, that's what needs to be done. Now I got to keep him still, what they say, still sharp as steel and all that.
Still
That
sharp as
cliche
steel.
shit. But Jay, I know you texted me. I want to shout out our YouTube commenters.
Oh,
Our
yes.
consistent
Okay.
YouTube commenters. Because we
All
promised.
right, yeah, we said last
promised
episode,
we would do it.
And we said you're getting your username. Some of y'all shit is crazy, and that's on y'all.
Fuck it, man. So if your name is taken any which way 77, that's what we gonna name you, man. You did it. You did it. We ain't do it.
You did it to yourself. We're respecting your wishes.
Right. So I'll let you get the first. Let you get the first one.
All right. So first and very foremost, shout out to Raquel _7_7_7. She be on all of the shit, contributing to the conversation and whatnot, and we absolutely appreciate the support.
Okay, Raquel. Raquel got that name reminds me of like an 80s soul singer, some shit, or like an 80s actress. Raquel. It's very, I like that.
Very elegant, very fancy sounding.
Raquel. Okay, Raquel, I'll take the next one. Okay, we got a cool one. Jay Freeze. What up, Jay Freeze? 710-789-7. No, it's Jay Freeze 7101. What up, Jay Freeze?
Shout out to Jay Freeze. Shout out to Gripsy Bustle. I said that's an interesting one. I want to know, someone leave a fucking comment and tell me where y'all be coming up with these numbers after your names, because they're like random as shit. That? Sometimes you see it clearly, it's like 1986. It's like, okay, that way you were born, but 71.
Yeah, that's some 007 shit. Gripsy Bustle, that's interesting. That's interesting.
That's an interesting one.
We gonna bypass Gripsy, but shout out to Gripsy.
Much love, Gripsy.
Is that like another way to say Nipsey Hussle? Yes, of course it is.
That's what it sounded like to me. Of course Nipsey
Hussle. But Christopher, okay, let me slow down. Christopher Sims 9785. Christopher Sims 9785, and I have to use that voice because it's very formal. Christopher Sims.
It is very formal. It's first name, last name. I imagine these digits have some sort of significance because of how formal the rest is. So 9785 is something very. Maybe that's September 7th, 1985.
The all-knowing.
Now, currently, this is your birthday, Christopher Sims. So happy 40th birthday.
The all-knowing knows when the fuck you were born. He knows where you live just by this number. Damn. Just by the number that you put behind your fucking username. The all-knowing knows this shit. Stop fucking with my boy.
That's what happens. Just looking behind the veil. See, reading between the lines. You know, we just picking up the clues. We piecing shit together. That's how we doing out here.
Yo, Jay, you are the all. Look, you don't stop fucking with my boy. Stop fucking with my boy. Okay. Talk sick. Ooh, we got a rap name. Talk sick.
Yeah, Talk sick 508.
Talk sick, boy. Talk sick 508. Shout out to him.
Talk sick, not playing out here. Okay, he be on the slick shit. You know, that's okay. Much love to you, Talk sick. And CNOB 440. I don't know what your name's supposed to be.
CNOB. Maybe CNO bullshit or B or no, hold on.
No bitches. No, I got to.
I'm not the all knowing, so I can't. 440, 440, whatever. 440. Is that the weed day when motherfuckers smoke?
Yeah, I don't got nothing with that number.
So the next one is CWAD. Whoa, that sounds That's okay. CWAD 6772.
Much love to you, C-Wad. That's
See
a
a wad of cash,
if you know if you listen, explain that
please.
in the comments because that's
I see
interesting
a
too.
wad of money.
If we question your name, please explain it because we would
Please.
like to know. This is inquiring
You
minds,
get
you
the
know, and you can't just see this much and not
hey Jay,
wonder
you get
about
the
it.
next one.
Yeah, okay. So I knew that was gonna wind up on me. All right. So shout out to P Tahana Rufi 689.
Okay.
That's it. Or maybe Patanaru Fayikimi. Whatever
Whoa.
your
I'm
name
not gonna
is.
hickey anybody. Slow down.
That one do sound mildly inappropriate. We living in this era and times nowadays. You gotta be careful what it is that you're calling yourself and making people say out here because it sounds like a thing when the letters come together and we ain't know the whole time. But much love to all of you, whether your names are crazy or not. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love.
Right. And just want to make sure we got all that shit out the way before I continue. Right?
And happy early birthday to Christopher
Sims, happy
Sims.
early birthday, man.
Early birthday.
Okay, let's get into it. In all seriousness, well, not so seriousness. You know how we do. We just converse. Discernment. Um, let me explain, right? Our ability or lack of ability to be able to discern or decipher some of what should be the more comprehensible issues that's thrown our way. Yeah, it's concerning, Jay. It's concerning, right? I'll lay
Very.
it out. I'll lay out a little situation for you, all eye seeing and knowing. Yoda. I'm gonna just nickname you Yoda. Fuck it. Um, let me lay out something for you, and you could chime in whenever. So let me read you this blurb from Time Magazine. All right. This is a case.
All right, now that's gonna
Right.
be
This is
interesting.
just a case in point to this discernment thing I'm leading to. So let me read this. U.S. consumers were encouraged to abstain from purchasing any non-essential goods on February 28th as a part of a 20. Why are you laughing already, man?
I saw somebody post this shit the other day, and I meant to send it to you and completely fucking forgot because this shit was ridiculous.
Why are you laughing? You give it. Don't.
Let's finish it through. You said all seriousness. We
Not
taking
well,
this
not
seriously right
all,
now.
but not so serious. This because we might not take it. We might know what this, But let me lay it out for you, and then you could do what you do, as you always do. And this my monologue, man. Let me get through it, right? So let's start from the top. U.S. consumers were encouraged to abstain from purchasing any non-essential goods on February 28th as a part of a 24-hour buying blackout that aims to showcase the economic power of the everyday people. Okay, that's Time Magazine, a little blurb. Let me tell you my first thought, and I didn't see this on Instagram, by the way. My wife kind of seen it and it brought it to my attention. So I do my little research behind the scenes, and I seen it on Time Magazine. I seen that little article, but my first thought after reading the whole article was, what a grand idea. People actually coming together to thwart the system's master plans, whatever they may be. Whoa, okay. What a master. Who's behind this? Who's the Morpheus, right? So, but me being me, I needed to take a deeper look, right? Who's behind this elaborate coup? Who's the Morpheus behind this ambitious plot? I needed to know. Now, I've seen on social media some people getting behind this, like you just mentioned, right? After doing my research, let's say we're going to do a little discernment drill, Jay. So we're going to do a drill. It's like practice, right? We need to practice these abilities, right? So when I dug a little deeper, I got a name. John Schwartz was the name and face that popped up when I did a little research. And by any means, This was not an in-depth research where I spent days and days trying to dig. I'm just doing a quick little. Let me see who's behind the real. Look quick, right? And I'm sure there's other entities involved, and he's probably just one of many. But for the sake of our time, let's just start there. Just fuck it, bear with me, right? Now going on this page, which he has a decent following. Me being me, ciphering through his page, and he seems to be an articulate type of cat, right? I'll keep my personal thoughts about him reserved at this time, just at this time. So, long story short, he has some links in his bio. Yes, the old proverbial link in bio. Okay. Long story short, like I said, one of the links led to a GoFundMe. Don't laugh, okay? Because let me grab my phone. Let me grab my phone and go through this little GoFundMe. I took a screenshot. Okay, so it's the GoFundMe. I got it up on my phone. His goal for the GoFundMe is to raise $125K, and as of now, he has $108,000. $108,000 he's raised, and I say, what the fuck he need that for, right? So he has it here, and I'm gonna quickly go through them. Jay, spreading awareness and outreach. That's what the money. Some of the money's for. Spreading awareness and outreach. That's funding social campaigns, outreach, and independent media to grow this movement. Legal action and advocacy. Challenging corruption, fighting unjust laws, and protecting those who stand with us. Community organization and infrastructure. Building platforms for people to connect, strategize, and take real action. Funding economic resistance, Jay. This is what the money's for. Organizing nationwide actions like the upcoming 24-hour blackout on February 28th. This is what the money's for, right? So, after me laying that out quickly, like I said, I didn't do a crazy in-depth research, but that's what I found by doing a quick little dive in, right? So, Jay, using your elite level ability to be able to discern, how would you view this particular situation?
All right. So my very first thought, because I didn't see it in Time magazine, I saw somebody that reposted, I think it was Beyonce's mom having made a post about it. But my very first thought is Time magazine is of these same exact corporations and shit that people are trying to boycott to show their power against. So it's very interesting to me that this particular publication would print this saying, "Hey, boycott basically us for a day." They're all related. It's not different. If you go up the little ownerships of these things, they're all very fucking interconnected. Secondly, one thought that I had immediately and apparently was it's to showcase the collective buying power of the consumer or whatever. Okay, cool. To what end? What happens when all of these people don't purchase their Starbucks? Then what? What point did Starbucks get from this? What point did Target get from this? And it's not like any of these corporations are tracking their things literally day by day. Sure, you might have a down day. Whoop-de-doo. That's life. That's how things go, you know? Like, it's not any sort of real lasting impact on here. Thirdly, I don't believe that the mass majority of people who are reposting this have the wherewithal or discipline to not get their Starbucks or McDonald's
or whatever
the fuck it was that they were going to do that day. And then I also question, I don't know who the fuck John Schwartz is. This is not a specific knock against Mr. John Schwartz. This just seems like a very interesting undertaking and an interesting way to go about it with no real
plan.
concrete goals or plan or desired outcome in mind. And what it makes me think of, quite honestly, is people look. I remember a few years ago, we've talked about this before in one of our previous episodes, but where everyone did the little black square post on a certain day. And again, that doesn't have any real clear end in mind either. It's just a thing like, yeah, let's all come together to do this. But what this strikes me more as is someone saying, hey, what can we get everyone to blindly agree to doing? It seems more like that type of social experiment to me, more so than any sort of noble cause. Because again, what's the cause? Target finds out that if everyone doesn't shop at Target that day, they don't make money. Like, they're not stupid. This is a very straightforward idea.
Right.
They're not like unaware of the fact that they need people to come to their stores and buy things in order to make money. This is not a new or novel concept. So what's the end game in it? Other than, again, to me, it seems like a mass compliance exercise.
Yeah, in a way.
Now that's where my brain goes.
My brain, my brain shifts to if I were the one starting this, if I were John Schwartz, and I'm not, I'm fucking Randy Nichols, I'm fucking Ransom, I'm OG. So let's say I do this. I know what I would be trying to do. I know what my end game would be, or I would know what am I trying to accomplish with this coup or whatever you want to call it. I know what I'll be doing. So, and part of that is I'd be showing. It'll be a show of power, right? If anyone, it kind of reminds me of when Malcolm X. I don't know if you ever seen the movie. In the movie Malcolm X, when Denzel playing Malcolm X, when he went to the precinct, right, to get out brother, I think it was Brother Johnson or Brother Elroy, whatever his name was Brother something. And he's trying to get him to see Brother Johnson, let's just say, in the precinct, and the police officers weren't trying to let him see him. So what Malcolm did, he had like 5,000 people outside the precinct, and he had about 100 or 150 good Muslim brothers, kind of outside the precinct. And when he went outside and he showed a show of power was to show the police officers the control. Look what I can do. He did a hand movement like this, and all the Muslims went that way, and then he did this, and then the Muslims turned this way, and then everybody, even the audience that weren't Muslim, they just followed suit, right? And they walked down to the hospital where Brother Johnson was taken, but long story short, this was a show of power, right? Malcolm, and what did the establishment, if we're making like a comparison, so the police station or the sergeant, he was like, oh, no one man should have this power. No one should have the power to collectively guide people against us, especially. So what I would, if I was Schwartz or in the position of someone, and I'm not saying he's the fucking leader of the whatever, he's just some guy that I seen that was kind of, he had a larger following, and he was kind of the face I did consistently see. So, but if I was doing this would be my thing, because I believe we have been turned to consumers. We have been turned to votes on a ballot or little things on a ballot. We're not even looked at as people anymore. I don't believe, by the system. It's numbers. It's what you can provide, a work service, what you can buy, what you can. So by us, and I'm not just talking about one day. We should fucking take a fucking, and it all starts with one day. But fuck it, let's not buy anything. Let's spend within our own communities consistently, because America looks at us as moving money, moving ballots of little things on the ballot. So what I would be doing if I was in a position of a short, showing them, yo, this is what we can do when we all stick together. We can show y'all motherfucker, because at the end of the day, we are just dollars. We are moving dollar signs to them. That's how I view it. I don't know right or wrong. I don't know. I just feel like we're moving dollar signs to corporations, to the government. Either we're a vote on the ballot, or fucking moving dollar sign. So a show of power, yes, but like you said, what's your end goal? What do you? I don't think that's what fucking whoever's leading this or whoever's the entity that's behind this. Like you said, it's just a show of whatever they're trying to do. I don't think it's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think that. So that made me think of, if you look at like small towns or whatever, or even cities as they're first starting to grow, like people complain about like the Walmarts coming in and whatnot and shutting down all of the small mom and pop businesses or whatever. But it's not because the Walmart itself is actually causing the business to close. People just prefer to patronize the Walmart over the whatever fucking random ass store that's been there forever. People prefer to go patronize the Starbucks over the coffee shop that's been there for 52 years. And exactly what you said is if everyone was to take that and go or take themselves and take their thing, and we're going to spend within our community forever, right? Like, no one is forcing you to shop at Walmart. You're choosing to shop at Walmart. You're the one who's making them into this thing that you complain about. No one's making you shop at Amazon. No one's making you go to Target or Starbucks or whatever the fuck else it is that people hate nowadays. No one's making you do that. So you're opting to do these things, but there's always the other stuff. You can decide to spend your money with each other and, just keep it all locally and stuff and do that there. Sure, it might be a little bit more expensive. Sure, it might be.
My bad, Jay. I just want to chime in when you said we're not forced, and we're not forced, right? But we are. Yeah, yeah. They don't force us, but they. I don't want to say coerce either, because we're not easily coerced. But with advertisement and marketing and these things, they can plant things in your little head. For people who are not forward thinking people or critical thinking people, it is easy to be swayed to a Walmart over your local mom and pop, or it's easily swayed to Starbucks instead of just grabbing a coffee by the little diner that the guy you've known or you grew up with for 50 years. You're not going to grab his fucking coffee, but you'll go to Starbucks. So, yeah, no, we're not being forced, but you got to remember, everybody's not the all eye knowing, right? We are dealing with a lot of, sheep.
Yeah, but see, that's the point though. Exactly that. People aren't forced, but they're easily swayed, and they play off of the fact, yes, Walmart is a little bit cheaper. Yes, it's a little bit more convenient to go to the Walmart because they have everything there. And people trade in what's best for them for comfort and convenience. And everyone knows that, so they play off of it and they play towards it, right? You could go to the diner and you could get a burger and fries that'll probably be much better than whatever the fuck it is that you're going to find at McDonald's, but you could get it from McDonald's in 5 minutes, and there that'll take you about 20. And McDonald's, you could get both of it. Well, nowadays it's fucking more. It probably costs you like $4 or $5 for a burger and fries. But while McDonald's costs $4 or $5 for that burger and fries, that diner you're going to pay like $12. Plus you got tip them and all of that stuff. So it's cheaper and it's quicker, but people prefer that. And then when they wind up seeing the results of the cheaper and quicker, they're mad about what it is that's happening, because again, they're short-sighted. This is exactly why people wind up being fat. It feels much better to eat the pizza right now, but then you see the result of eating the pizza and hey, it's terrible. You smoke your crack right now, you feel good, then eventually you smoke enough crack, hey, now you're a crackhead. That was terrible because you picked the wrong thing. And people do the exact same thing in their communities and all of that as well. And then they complain about the big corporations being evil, but it's like, you're the ones propping up the big corporations. You're the ones who are giving them this power that you're upset at them having. You're the one giving them this influence that you're upset about them having. People sit there and bitch about fucking Amazon not paying any money in taxes or whatever, but you want to go work at the Amazon warehouses and order every single thing that you want off of Amazon. Like, you can't have it both ways, because you don't want to drive up the street. You want to order it and have the little fucking Prime guy come in the little van and throw the shit at your fucking door or whatever, however it is that they're delivering that, because that's easier for you. So people want it's the, what's to say, they want to have their cake and eat it too. Like you're sacrificing something with all of this, but people don't think about that. They just think about what it is right now, and that's how all of this shit winds up coming in and taking down their stuff. But so and again, that's another reason that people are so quick to rally behind this stuff of like, yeah, we won't shop at Target today, without really thinking about why aren't we shopping at Target today? Why are you trying to get us to not shop at Target today? Why is Time Magazine telling us not to shop at Target today? That's weird. That's what makes it weird to me. If it was just some little X campaign or just a bunch of people passing the story around Instagram or whatever, or, you know, some of the more niche news sources were sitting there talking about it, I might look at it a little bit differently. But when it's like if the New York Times is sitting there popping out with the same, it's just weird when you start seeing it in the mainstream news sources, because everybody knows that these are just propaganda things. So why do they want you to participate in it? Because the fucking Time Magazine will print out, yeah, boycott all of these people who sponsor them, part of them, but they won't sit there and talk about the fact that the president of France's wife is a man. You don't want to bring that up. You don't want to talk about any of this other stuff that's going on. When they were doing the whole thing during the election, you don't want to talk about that fucking Kamala Harris was pretending to be black with her fake relatives and shit. This is real news. So why are you telling us this? Why do you want me to not shop at Target today? And now my instinct is maybe I should shop at Target today. But then I'm also like, this also feels like a control thing. So I was going to do what the fuck it was that I was going to do to begin with in general. It's weird, but people don't think about it like that because everyone is so desperate to feel like they have some semblance of power and control without actually doing anything. So they're like, yeah, I'm standing up and I'm not buying my fucking gas from the fucking Circle K today. I'll get it from somewhere else. So, or I just won't drive my car or some shit because they feel like they're making a difference. And that's what I'm saying back before is people playing on that. So what is it that we could get people to go along with? And again, I don't know this John Schwartz dude, but again, I also agree with what it is that you said. I can wrangle all of the people or play a part or throw a fucking cog in a machine that will wind up with all of these people doing a specific certain thing, and that's to leverage something else. Who knows? But the point is, any single person who complied with it because without knowing fully what it was that they were doing, just because they like the idea of, yeah, stick it to the big corporations, but like, what are you getting out of it? Why are you doing this? What's the end game? So anyone who just did that and was just like, cool, I'm participating, is fucking, again, very clearly programmed and very easily controllable, slave-minded.
Yeah, this is this is the reason why we do this, right? It's this show to kind of read between the lines and to kind of. All right, so I feel sorry for the local Joe Schmo who has, like you said, you got Starbucks on one corner, you got your local deli that's been there for 30 years, still struggling to survive, but still surviving and making it. But you know what? LeBron James drinks Starbucks, man. Fuck that other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel sorry for the local or the regular Joe Schmo guy who cannot critically think and say, you know what? I don't give a fuck if fucking Shaq is dunking a ball with a Starbucks shirt on. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go over here because the coffee and the fucking bagels are fucking better. That's why I'm going over here. They're better.
Like,
they're better. I'm gonna go over here.
Starbucks isn't
It's
even
shitty.
good.
The coffee is horrible.
It's not good.
Sucks. Okay? I don't give
The fuck is wrong with you people? That shit is not good. It's not like it's undrinkable coffee. It's just not worth staying in fucking line and paying $8. We go to the gas station. I'd rather drink gas station coffee.
I don't like. What are we doing? What are we doing, yo? Like that's what I'm saying. Like I hate to harp on or be real. Well, fuck it. I'm harping on celebrities who fucking sling shit for the corporations, right? And this is why the corporations have so much influence and power, because no one corporation has any influence. Like, who gives a fuck what the CEO of fucking like for instance, Bezos, like he's not influenced by anyone. I mean, not the other way around. He doesn't influence anybody. He's not cool. Like he's fucking a billionaire, but he's not. I don't go on Amazon because of fucking Bezos. Now, if I see motherfucking if I see Mariah Carey singing on, people like, oh shit, I'm about to. Mariah Carey does, and I'm just throwing out names of celebrities. I don't know, but you know what I'm.
Yeah, relax, people. This is a
Right,
random
I'm not.
example.
Yeah, shout out to Mariah Carey, whatever. I'm not. I'm just using her as an example, right? But like I'm saying, the leaders and the CEOs and the CFOs of these corporations, they're not influential. The people they use influential people to sling their shit and to sway you either one way or the other. All right, and that goes for Time Magazine or whoever the fuck you think of, man. So when you see the next time you see a motherfucking 6'10" motherfucker slinging some fucking cereal or Starbucks or some bullshit ass shit that's not even good, man, go to your local diner, go to your local shoe store. Doesn't have to be fucking the Reebok store or this store. Go to your local shit, man. Throw money instead of tearing your community down when there's a fucking something you don't like and you go riot and you go kicking fucking the local diner and shit with the motherfucker been there 30 years and y'all go fuck that shit up. Y'all leave Walmart alone though. Leave that alone. Let's go fuck up the local shit that's been here for years. Let's go fuck up our own community. That's the shit that I don't get. This is shit. This is what this show is about. Not swaying one.
Think your own
Yeah,
goddamn
critically
thoughts.
think for yourself, man.
Absolutely. And exactly. So here's the thing. Again, this is the overarching theme, and the most important thing is to think for your fucking self. Because exactly what we were sitting here saying, Starbucks is not that good. I understand it's very popular, but it's popular because it's popular. There are lots of better options for coffee, and there are lots of better options for foodstuffs. Either go all the way and get fast food or go all the way and get healthy food. This is fast food masquerading as healthy gourmet food. Like, it's fucking Panera Bread sandwiches are better. Go there. Like, there are, I mean, again, you can find some local shit too. Panera Bread just happened to be what pops to my head. But just because celebrities or famous people are telling you this and going here and talking about it, or it's popular, or everyone posts their little stories and shit with their fucking Starbucks drink flavor of the week and those stupid little fruity ass cups that you could get from there, and their collector's cups, it doesn't mean that it's good and you need to be going there. And a perfect example of this, of people just going with shit because of shit, I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about any of this shit. This is not a commentary on the people as a company. I don't care. Balenciaga shoes and then big ass chunky shit that people be wearing on their feet do not look good. Those are not attractive shoes. I'm aware I'm not the world's most fucking fashionable person, but those shoes do not look good. Period. Those are ugly shoes. People are wearing them because they are expensive and designer, and you saw your favorite rapper doing so. Those shoes look fucking awful. All of them. Think for your goddamn self and stop letting these other people sway you into doing all of this stupid shit. Like, exactly what you said, you'll go tear down your own shit rather than the stuff that's actually causing the problem. This is insane. You motherfuckers, people sit here and complain so much about the government and people not providing money for certain areas, right? And yeah, sure, it's on them to fix the potholes in your street, but you're throwing rocks through your own windows and letting your own lawn grow, and you're fucking up all of your own shit. If you're not going to take care of your own shit, then you have zero business talking about other people with the shit. Like, you have the neighborhood stores, there's neighborhood gas stations, there's the fucking corner store. You could go to the corner store. They don't have to be dangerous, and you don't have to commit crimes at the corner store and shoot people and shit. Like, no one's making you do that. Go there, buy some shit to the fucking, it used to be I used to always go to little fucking grocery stores in the fucking corner where I lived in Charlotte and shit. It's just little random ass grocery, but they
We
got
call
all
them
this
bodegas.
shit. It's y'all New York people shit, East Coast shit, but we got fucking corner stores and shit over here and there, but like, we go there, you can shop there. I'm aware you can't do all of your groceries there, but there's local grocery stores, there's local restaurants, there's local coffee shops. If you're not gonna take care of your own shit, you can't expect anyone else to do it for you. If you don't give a fuck about you, no one else is going to do it for you. This is again another theme we've been talking about throughout this. You're not gonna sit here, you can't sit here running around as a fat fuck complaining about how no one else is helping you out in life. You're not helping your fucking self. Stop eating food, stop fucking up your own shit, stop stop killing your own fucking
Please,
people, stop fucking up your
please.
own neighborhoods, and get your own shit together. And then you will find out, as people do, that you won't need as much help from them as you think that you do. You're relying on them because they've convinced you that you should rely on them, but you don't have to. You can clean up your own neighborhood. You can make your own shit safe. You could just stop shooting people. Again, as we keep saying, no one's making you do that. No one's making you destroy shit. No one's making you favor their shit. For as much as everyone complains about stuff and all of their white supremacy and whatnot, y'all are sure as quick as shit to shop and buy all your shit at fucking Walmart. Who you think owns Walmart, my friends?
That's a great point. That just makes me think of something. I think my wife brought this to my attention. It was something Trump said, and or maybe a little article. I don't even know how true it is, but I'll just use it as an example. I think I've seen a little blurb somewhere where it said Trump's he wants to, or he maybe stated or hinted at severe penalties for drug dealers, or maybe even the death penalty or some shit, or some wild shit. I don't know. I don't know if he said it or not, but I'm just going to use it as an example, right? So let's just say he did. Let's just say he did say this: death to all drug dealers. I seen our community like, how could he? How this is? You can't kill. But I'm like, how about you just don't sell drugs? How about that grand idea? And this is coming from an ex guy. So you too, Jay. We've done some shit. So it's like, I'm telling you, how about you just don't fucking sell drugs? How about that concept? Oh my God, how you can't, because, and it's always an excuse. But I know that I'm overly simple, right? I know that I'm very simplistic, but I don't, and I say it again, I don't know whether he said it or not, or whatever. But let's just take the example, bro. Don't fucking sell drugs and you won't die. How about that? Let's say if it was that you sell drugs, you die. How about this? Selling drugs is bad. How about this?
Don't do it.
Do it. How about you don't do bad shit and bad shit won't happen to you? How about that idea? Right?
So
I don't know,
that,
but we'll use it as an example. We're going to use it as an example.
No, we're absolutely rocking with this, because my very first thought that popped into my head whenever he said death to all drug dealers is like, well, I just don't sell drugs. Like, this is a very simple solution. If they're killing drug dealers and you don't sell drugs, you're safe. Now, I've thought the same thing, and people say it's not that simple. Yes, it is, especially now. Once again, this is not 1995. Your only way out is not selling crack. What are you talking about? Stop listening to fucking only built for Cuban links and applying it
Scarface.
to today.
Stop watching Scarface, man. Turn it off, man.
Like, what are you talking about? This is not, it's like, get off the fucking belly, fucking paid in full. There are other avenues nowadays. There are too many. If you're selling drugs today and you don't own some sort of legal dispensary or something, you are a fucking idiot. And honestly, would it be the worst thing in the world if they murdered you for it? Probably not, because you are clearly just intent on doing illegal things. There are so many things that you can do. But even aside from that, I remember seeing the people have these whole press conferences and all of these congressional hearings about they need to do something about the fentanyl coming from across the border, because people were trying to buy heroin and getting fentanyl and then overdosing. And my thought was, if you don't do drugs, you don't have to worry about overdosing from fentanyl, because here's the thing. I will never die of a fentanyl overdose from trying to do heroin, because I don't do heroin. You shouldn't be doing any of these drugs. Why? And this is the shit that baffles me. Like, why is the argument that we're trying to figure out how to make people be better drug addicts rather than trying to convince people that they don't need to do drugs? Like, you don't have to do heroin. If you don't do heroin, it doesn't matter if the heroin that you could find is fake. Like, just don't do that shit. You shouldn't do it. The best option in any way, in any avenue, in any situation that you're in life will always be to not do heroin. That's always a good choice. There is never a situation that could pop up where it's like, what should I do right now? Probably some heroin. No, you should never do it. It doesn't matter what's going on. But people are like, well, you don't know what people have going on in their lives. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make doing heroin a good idea. You shouldn't do that. Have you seen people who do heroin? Have you seen meth heads? Have you seen crackheads? Why would you do that? What is wrong with you? So People focus on the absolute stupidest shit. You shouldn't be doing it at all. You don't have a disease. I'm sorry. You don't have heroin disease. You don't have smoke meth disorder. You are a drug addict because you chose to do drugs. And you can also choose not to do drugs. Yes, for a preface, I'm aware that there is a certain level of addiction where if you just quit cold turkey, you will die. Go to rehab. You can do that too. You don't have to keep doing these drugs.
It's a good risk to take. Man, listen, if you keep doing it, you're going to die too. So what the
You might as well at least die trying to do the better thing. Get rich or die trying. Get sober or die trying. Do you want to live the rest of your life as a junkie, or do you want to at least try to be a normal person? Because you should do that. That should be your answer. And if your answer is the junkie thing, then you're not qualified to be giving answers.
I don't know if this is this correlates, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it anyway. Speaking of saying you should do heroin, I just say that I came across a little clip of you don't have to comment on this.
That's how I know it's gonna be.
I came across a little clip of Cash Money. I know they're on tour, and they was performing. And I came across a clip, man. It was a little short clip, and I don't know the exact context of it or the length of the clip. I only seen a little clip, and I didn't do my research. But I'm just gonna throw it out there. They had baby Brian Williams of Cash Money, allegedly seemed to be nodding off on stage, and I know, I seen it.
I didn't see it, but I heard it.
That was heroin. It's heroin, man. That's heroin, man. And I'm gonna say this right now. Brian Baby Williams, get off heroin. Because if you're performing with 1 million people watching you, or thousands of people screaming, dancing around you, the mic's on, you got the mic on, and you like this, you got it bad, man. You got it bad. And that's just, I could be wrong because, like I said, I seen a little clip, and I know it doesn't probably correlate to what we was talking about, but I thought that I would just throw that out there. Yeah. Get off the dope, man. You a hot boy. You a hot boy for real, man. Get off the dope.
Thing. I know we got the whole thing. Put some respect on my name and all of that. That's cool. That's fine, man. And here's the thing. If you're doing heroin, you should not be doing heroin. I understand that you're rich. I understand that you have the fucking star on top of your head, super blood, all of that. That's amazing. I get it. Don't do heroin still, though. Like, this is not talking shit.
No, I'm not talking
disparaging.
Shit.
Don't do fucking heroin. It's a bad idea.
I don't want no problems with baby. I'm just saying.
This is not disrespectful to fucking baby. You know what? I love Cash Money.
I love
all of the fucking Cash Money people.
Yes, I love
what is it? I'm Still Fly.
All that
shit. Got everything in my mama's name.
Yes.
It's amazing. These are great fucking songs. These are great moments. This is a very important part of the culture. And because of that, I want you to not do heroin if you're doing heroin.
I'm so fly, not I'm so addicted. That's the fucking difference.
I'm so fly, not I'm so high.
Yo, all right, we're gonna leave that there because that could go. Like I said, we not disrespecting you. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out what I had seen and shit.
Nah, that's love.
That's love. Like get it, clean up, get tight.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like this is.
You know
love.
what? You know what? We got the balls enough to say that, to tighten up, baby. If that's the case,
yeah, man.
If that's the case, tighten up. We care enough to tell you, tighten up, man. Kick the heroin, man. Tighten up.
You know how many people fucking looked up to Birdman coming up? Like you was up there with Diddy and them to people. So like you can't.
Especially what Diddy going through, and then now you and nodding off on stage.
You like the last moment we got.
Like
they're trying to get Jay-Z out of here too.
Let's shout out Jay for how. And I see people like saying, "Well, he did this and this and that. He paid this and this and this got." Let's just say he was acquitted and move on from how he was acquitted.
Who you talking about, Jay-Z?
He was
Man, people want to hate. I don't sit there and fuck with none of that shit. I want him to be guilty so goddamn bad. That's absolutely just because he's been killing it at life for your whole entire life. You want him to have done something. I don't know him. I don't know what it is that he did or did not do, and neither do y'all. And that's the point. Stop wishing this negativity on this man's fucking life.
We're just stating the fact.
Well, in which
State the
you're
facts. That's how we do. And of course, we read between the lines, but we're stating the facts. He was, all the charges were dropped, and those are the facts. And then we'll take the facts as what they are, right? And that's what I'm saying.
You know what? And going further with reading between the lines and discernment and looking at what people do, again, I don't know Jay-Z, but when people get accused of things, very few of them come outright and say, no, I did not do that shit, period, at all whatsoever. He did, though. So that should tell you something if everyone doesn't respond to it that way. He's
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah, like I
period.
don't. Yeah, I didn't do that
No.
shit. I might have did some shit, but I ain't do that shit. So leave me the fuck alone. And you know what?
Exactly. And then he went back to
Yeah,
minding his
right.
business. He was minding his business. Y'all fucked with him. He said no, and then went back to
You
minding
know how
his business.
I
I
dumb.
respect
Look,
it.
you know how I do, Jay. Shit just pop in my head, and I just fucking blurt it out, and I'll let you deal with it after. So I'll let you
I'm
clean
here
the
for
shit
it.
up. But I just popped in my head how dumb we are, right? I don't know why the fuck this type of
Yep.
shit pops in my head. Like as a collective, and I hate the word, of course, but we're gonna repeat it. Culture, not our culture, our culture, man, our
The
fucking
culture.
culture, right? Our culture. And I just thought of this. Why do we look at us being older as a detriment, right? So I'll explain. Right? So I don't know. I think somebody called me a shut up, old, you old motherfucker, or some shit like that. And I'm like, old motherfucker, like how is that an insult? Hey man, you live long, man. Fuck you. Like, hey man, you know what? You lived longer than me, man. You know, like how's that? How is your old an insult? How have we turned that into an insult? And I'll say this. I just thought of this. And I asked you, you know what they call an old soldier? Like I don't an old soldier. There's something to be said about an old soldier, right? He's an old soldier for a reason. So especially coming from where we come from, for you to grow into a certain age, you have to have certain abilities of discernment, right? Being able to decipher certain situations. You see how I tied all that shit in, Jay? I'm good at this shit. I'm getting good, right? You
That
see how
was
I did? You
smooth.
see how I did that?
That was definitely smooth. Hold up. We got a feature here. I'm gonna hit the applause
Uh,
button. I can't hear it currently. You can't hear it, but maybe it'll pick up on the
yeah,
recording. So if it's here, I'm pressing applause. If it's not, I
right.
tried. We're gonna find out if this
Yeah,
worked or
yeah,
not. So
yeah,
here we
yeah,
are.
yeah. So, well, as I was saying, you feel me? Like the discernment, yeah, how I spun the block on that. But yeah, no, I was growing old especially in our communities. How are you going to tell me or shoot at me and say that I'm an old head or use that in a negative connotation, like you're old? Do you know what I had to do to get to this age? Do you know when I was your age, I didn't even think it was going to happen? Me getting to this age. Do you know how I feel at this age, looking at you with the wisdom that I've acquired during this time of living on this earth? So you calling me old or calling anyone old, that's not an insult. Hey man, you actually lived long, man. Fuck you, man. Ha ha. Look at my,
You ain't
yeah,
dodged it.
like
What
you
moving?
feel me? Like what? How is that a fucking insult, man? Your ass living long, man. Ha ha ha. Like what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Look at
Look
you
at you.
living. Look at this motherfucker over here living. Ha ha ha.
Where they do
Like
that at?
so, how did we get here, Jay? And like I said, in order to reach this age, you have to have a certain level, a skill level of discernment to get to this age. In our community, being older is not it is not an insult. If you are now, conversely, if you or the opposite, if you're an old head and you still think like a young person, I would insult you, right? Right.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're
yeah.
not talking about that.
That's a
Yeah,
failure. That person is a
that person
failure.
is.
That's
Yeah,
different
if you can
though.
expand on that, good brother.
So I went to in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They have this little alligator preserve, some shit like that. This was several years ago. But at one part of it, there was an enclosure with this big ass crocodile. Motherfucker was like 25 feet. And he had been alive for like
Mm,
165 years. And then so that makes me, you have to think what the world was 165 years ago. This crocodile was out there in the 1800s, and he was so good at
mm.
navigating the perilous world and killing his prey and not letting the other crocodiles come take his spot. I don't know
Talk that
what it
shit.
was going
Preach,
on. If
Jay.
he was in Africa, the jaguars wasn't out there. He survived all of that shit, right? Decades and decades upon decades, a century and a half and some change. This is an OG
Mm.
crocodile here, right? He had something that all of the rest of the crocodiles did not have, because while crocodiles live that long, it's rare. It's not like there's a bunch of them 300 years old running around. So it's the ones who have been around for all of that have something that no one else has. So that is the exact same thing as people too, because life is survival. You can die from anything, even if you're not doing perilous shit. You could get knocked off in a car accident. Your house could catch on fire while you're sleeping. You could have an aneurysm out of nowhere and pass out and die. You can nowadays, people eat so much food that they just died from choking on fucking burgers or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case may be. But regardless of what your background was, you've survived some shit the longer that you have been here, right? Especially if you've come from somewhere undesirable, right? So it's this and that's always seems to be the people too who want to sit there and talk about the shit, is the
Mm.
ones who are up to some sort of nefarious deeds. And it's like, nah, I was where you were and I've grown past that. You're
Mm.
still there. Like you have to look at the shit like that, but people don't see it that way, because it's interesting too, because not only with the age, you have people love to focus on things that people cannot change. Like, I was born after you and I'm younger than you, I'm
Right.
taller than you,
Right.
you're older and don't have any hair. And it's like, these are things that people have no
Right.
control over. And it's only people who are doing absolutely nothing in life, or are not happy with who it is that they are, will take some immutable thing about them that they can't change or do anything about and act like this is an asset. It's like the people you see on Instagram put like 6'6" in their bio. It's like, that's not an accomplishment. You didn't do that. It just
Right.
happened, stupid. Like, and it's only people who have never done anything. Fucking Jay's back to the Jay-Z thing. He's a billionaire. I didn't know that Jay-Z was like fucking 6'2", 6'4" until I
Mm.
was older, because he's doing other stuff and he doesn't have to run around telling the world how tall that he is. Or the people sitting there like, you're bragging about the fact that you're young because you haven't accomplished anything else in your life other than not being older so far. Like, it's only people who haven't accomplished any real things, or that look to people who are doing something else and try and find some way to disparage what it is that they are doing. Like when people will look at Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and you can't say anything about what they've accomplished, so you
Mm.
start pointing out other shit
Mm.
like, well, Elon Musk isn't really in shape like that. Like, okay, that's cool, but Elon Musk can murder you on live TV and it will be fine because he can afford to do that. Like, this is what people don't understand when they sit there and say that shit. Like, whatever it is that you feel about Jeff Bezos or Amazon, he fundamentally changed the way that the world operates. What did you do but sit there and hate on the shit and talk about the fact that you grew to be 7'2"? Amazing. But if you take away that, you have nothing, which means you have nothing, period. And you never see somebody, I hate to keep bringing it up, but this is who pops up in the interview. Like, I've seen like the baby or whatever. He talks with reverence about people who are older than him, with 50 Cent and Diddy and shit. Like, you're learning from the people who no one gives a fuck about your age when you're actually doing stuff. Nobody cares about any of these things. No one who's actually accomplishing anything is just like, oh, you're under 5'5". Huh? You see, Kevin Hart is fucking Kevin Hart. He's like 5. Nobody cares. It's only losers who care about these things that you cannot change. Oh, you were born in the 80s. You're a loser. You were born in the 70s. Ha ha. Like, what are you talking about? about. Yeah, cool. I've been around here for decades and I'm still doing amazing and I'm doing better as time goes on. But I also think that people have this thing where being old is bad, because if you look at the majority of the world, most people go downhill once they hit a certain age. So they believe that that's going to be their future as well. So they think that 45, 55, whatever year old version of them is going to be a loser. So because they're not that yet, they still want to act like everyone else who has made it to that age is a loser, because that's where they see themselves winding up at. Because me personally, when I'm 50 years old, I'm going to be fucking killing it much harder than I am now. Like I'm not afraid of getting old. I'm not afraid of aging or any of that shit, because I know that the longer I'm here, the more opportunities I have to do things, the better that I will be, period. Mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, whatever the fuck category you would like to put it into, because I know that I'm going to do the necessary things that it takes to get there, but most
How
people
old are you,
don't.
Jay?
I am
30.
36.
So you look like you had to think about that. You ain't lying to me, is you?
I'm gonna be 37 soon, so I also really tell
Oh,
people
my bad.
age.
This is, look, we keep it as real as we can keep it on here.
Nah, I'm all the
Yeah,
way here for it.
36. Okay, man. All right. Yeah, I
36.
was like, damn, all this time we talking, I don't even know this motherfucker age and shit. Like, what the fuck going on? I'm talking to look, that's like an old head dude. Like, man, look at this young buck. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, young boy. Like, nah, but you real sharp for a young boy, man. And that just goes.
Much appreciated. That's just the goal. That's what we
Yeah,
gotta
now I
do
feel
here.
all fucking funny calling you the all I know and shit. All I see, and I'm fucking 10 years older than you, and I'm calling you you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all that. We gonna stop that right now, Jay. Just because you're young, just because you're younger than me, I'm not gonna call you the all I know now. Even though you
Fuck
showed
it.
me and you proved to me that you know what the fuck you're talking about. So
It
it
don't
don't
matter because of your
fucking
birthday.
man, nigga, please, man. You younger than me, man. I know more than you, motherfucker. See, like
Period.
that's what I'm saying, man. That's you see how I did that too. That was slick. Yeah, but that
Real
yeah,
smooth
real
out here.
smooth. But that just goes. That's our community as a collect. That's how we think, right? Jay's younger than me. I can't take advice from Jay. I can't, and that goes. It makes me think of another situation and shit, right? People not believing what they see, right? And I'm not talking about online. I don't believe none of that shit. We see that
Mm-hmm.
for a reason. I'm talking about like in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to determine what you see in real time is fucking detrimental, or it can be detrimental, or it could be an attribute, right? So I think that's my superpower, being able to discern in real time, right? If I always say, man, and they say there's a lot about black people. If a black person sees somebody run, we running. You see one person, look, we out, and then we'll figure it out later whether who ran or not. Why'd you run? Oh no, I just, hey man, I don't give a fuck why you ran. I just seen one person run, so I'm gonna run. You know what that is? That's discernment. That's assessing the situation and seeing what's what. And when I say black people, I don't mean that white people don't do the same shit. I'm just, making a
I mean, that's the
yeah,
same.
right. You know what I mean? But I just thought I would add to that from what you're saying. But let me say this: if you are not able to discern in real time, and I'm asking you this, if you're not able to do this in real time, what's your chances of being successful or reaching the ripe age of 46 if you're not able to discern in real time, right? If you're not able to see what make a decision from what you're seeing in real time. Like, for instance, if I'm in a restaurant, always always I rarely or ever sit with my back towards the door of the restaurant. I like to see what's coming in, so I'm able to discern, or I'm able to assess what's going on, right? So if I'm not able to do so, and I see someone walking in, a suspicious character with his hand in his coat or whatever the case may be, and I always got my eyes open for stuff like this. If you're not able to assess these certain, and that's a drastic situation, of course, but that's the one I'm going to use. If you're not able to assess these certain situations, what's the chances of you reaching the ripe age of 46, 47, 48, 49, 50 years old if you can't even assess what you see in real time?
Yeah. So, well, first and foremost, very, very
I think
low.
so.
Like, because you have to be, even if you people want to call the restaurant thing a drastic or
Extreme.
extreme situation, go to a grocery store and look at the people and see how many people you think know what's going on around them. See how many of them you think know what it is that's taking place. Like, the people just walking around, their carts all out in the middle of the aisle, and they're just going through on their phone or staring at the thing, and they
Wow.
almost
Great
bump into you. They're like, oh
example.
my God, I
Great
didn't see
example.
you there. It's like, look at all the space that these people are taking up and you didn't notice them around you. Like, whenever I go anywhere, I am always looking at all of the things around me to see what it is that's taking place. When I sit down somewhere, if there's a window, I'm checking the window. Like, I want to know what's happening around me. I do the same thing when I'm driving. I
Mm-hmm.
do it when I'm walking outside. I do it when I'm in a new place, when I have some sort of view of something other than what's around me, to be like, what's going to come into here? What, you know what I mean? But most people take no time to survey their surroundings. That's why people wind up getting into
Yeah.
car accidents as a whole, because they're not paying attention to anyone at all but themselves and where it is that, this is what it is that they're doing. If they're paying attention to that, but you're not paying attention to what the other cars are doing, so you can't adapt properly. You're not paying attention to any of this other stuff. This is why you see a lot of times, you see like a video of someone like shooting in public and a bunch of people just stop and just look
Mm-hmm.
around real quick, or just run in some random ass direction with no real regards for what it is that's going on anywhere, because you haven't been paying attention this whole time to anything. So, and that's what it is that I think stops people from being able to do anything in all areas of
Mm.
life. Like, this is how you wind not only not living to be an older age, but it's not. This is how you wind up fat. You're not
Right.
paying attention to what it is that's going on. Like, you're just mindlessly doing this and not paying attention to the effects that it's having on you. This is how people wind up addicted to drugs. Like, you don't pay attention to the effects that the shit is having on you. This is how people wind up not being able to make any more money or elevate in the job that they're at, if that's what it is that their goal is, because they're not paying attention to their environment and the things that are taking place around them and able to process that and adapt accordingly. And that's not going to get you anywhere in life. You're just going to wind up stuck in the middle waiting for someone else to tell you what it is that you need to do. Because if we take a look at the job thing, by the time someone is going to tell you that you need to work harder, you've already put yourself into a position where you're not even going to be looked at for a promotion now. By the time someone tells you that you have a problem with these substances you're consuming, you're
Mm-hmm.
already addicted to that shit. By the time you find out that the way that you've been eating is a problem, you already have a bunch of weight to lose. So the people just wind up beholden to everyone else's reporting to them. This is why people fall for all of these news
Yep.
stories or all of the sensational shit, or when Time magazine says, hey, boycott Target tomorrow, you're like, oh, no Target for me, because you're just going with the flow of everyone else's inputs, but you don't understand how to look at your metaphorical environment and come up with your own and figure out how it is that you should be navigating things. Like, if you always need road markers, then you're never going to be able to travel your own path, or take your own journey, because you're needing someone else to guide you along the ways, which is what most people do. And most people have absolutely, at best, don't give a fuck where it is that you wind up, but a large portion of them want you to wind up somewhere that you do not
Yeah.
want to be.
I see. That was smooth too. I see how you tied it all in. Yeah, man. You know what? You're getting good, man. You get,
That's how we rolling
we
here,
getting
man.
good.
More episodes, we just
Yeah, that's all.
practicing,
Yeah,
building and
look, this is
building.
all. We shooting in the gym, man. We shooting in the gym. So I want to stay on it. Not stay, but you know what? It is all of this is kind of discern. It is right. So I want to get. I'll touch a little bit before we get out of here. The Epstein list thing, because, and I want to say that because I want to bring that up because we often couple of times during our recordings, we bring that up. Like, yo, man, like, why is this?
We've talked about
Yeah,
it a few
why is this being
times.
glossed over, man? Like, we on this show, we care about the kids, man. We care about what happens to the kids and the youth. And you know why? And part of and all of the reason, not part of the reason, all of the reason, all of the reason we care so much is because kids, they can't defend themselves, right? They can't can't defend themselves, and we are definitely the protectors of children as far as yeah,
Got
right.
to be. That's if you're not here for the preservation of innocence,
Yeah,
what are
what are
you
you doing?
doing?
Hey, I could say you're evil, but that's for another. That's another. Yeah, that's another subject. But the list, right, or what, or lack thereof, of the information that they provided, or lack thereof, right. I looked into it a little bit, kind of the same information. Like I said earlier in the show, via text, we talked. The most interesting part of this is the information that wasn't given to the public, and part of me is like, because I always got a problem with believing what I see online, or people providing me visual confirmations, and or volunteering visual proof. Hey, look, I'm doing this. Like, somebody had to record that shit, man. Like, me and my wife always have these conversations. Like, oh, you seen this online? I'm like, yeah, I seen it because the motherfucker wanted me to see it. If he ain't want me to see it, I wouldn't be seeing it. So what part of it's real, right? Like, so if we're like, even if they do provide whatever they want us, they provide, okay, now the list is out, the concrete, this is this, and this is the confirmation, like, and they're letting us see it. What part of that is, okay, I'll run with this? What part of it is like, why did they do that? Because like, okay, did Epstein, did he really commit suicide? I don't think so, right? So it's like, why are they showing, even if they do provide what everyone is clamoring for, do we believe it or not? Do we practice discern? What part of discernment, like, how do we execute discernment in this particular situation?
So, an excellent discernment moment right here is exactly what it is that you brought up of did he really kill himself? Now, I would like to preface this saying I don't know a great deal about the thing and what it is that went down as a whole. I wasn't there. I don't know the
Me
people
neither.
who were. I don't know the people who reported on it. I don't know him, never met any of them. But what I can say of as someone with common sense is this very powerful person has a giant blackmail list of people, then gets arrested, and his solution is to kill himself. Now, to me, it kind of seems like this would be the time that this list would come in
Yo,
handy. Why
it's
else would
crazy.
he have
When
the
you lay out
fucking
the
list?
facts like that,
Now,
it just sound, doesn't it just sound, when
that sounds
you just
wild
lay
to
the
me.
facts out
Now,
like that,
if
it
I'm
sounds crazy, bro.
is nuts. So if I'm traveling down this same very, very obvious and very, very logical path, what makes sense to me is this very, very powerful person who got arrested while having a very, very long and detailed blackmail list. What makes sense to me is the person on that long and detailed blackmail list thought, maybe this is a time that that list would come in handy, and I don't want it to come in handy against me. Maybe it would be
Maybe.
ideal, and this would be a great time if he just was no longer here anymore. Like, that's maybe, or maybe he was just like, I regret all of this, and now's the time that I'm just going to. Maybe that's possible too. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe that happened. Maybe that woman accomplice has just disappeared out of nowhere and no one knows anything about it or hears anything
Right.
about it anymore. Maybe that's also just completely organic and it's not something deeper. But the question to me, the question that I wonder, keeping along the discernment thing, is there is a very, very long, everyone knows what's on the list. Everyone
True.
knows it's a giant list of people who are committing sex crimes against minors. So the question becomes, why don't they want to show you this list of people who are committing sex crimes against minors? This is like, for what reason do they not want people to know this? Now,
Let me ask you something though. In the middle of this, and I know you was about to get to a point. If we do know the names, wouldn't we be kind of be like, all right, so what's the next step? Locking these motherfuckers up, right? Right. So what do we do after
mm-hmm.
the names? Like, I know you was about to go into some, but you just saying that made me think like, okay, what happens when we do know? Let's just say, I don't want to throw any names on there, so we're not going to do that. But someone prominent and powerful. Oh my God, I can't believe this person on. What do we do with that information?
So I have two thoughts. This is my okay. So my first one was what my brain says. Maybe they're not showing you this thing because the people who are on the list are powerful enough to prevent you from not seeing the, or to prevent you from seeing this list still and currently. Now, my second thought is in relation to what it is that you said, because also I think that at the point, again, this is just me speculating, I'm nobody, but I think that at the point in time that this list comes out, because the question that you said is what's the next step? And yes, obviously the logical next step would be to arrest these people. But my personal belief is even if you find out the people on this list, there's nothing you could do about it. You can't arrest them. You can't do anything. And the reason that they're not showing it is because they don't want to play their ultimate hand of this is who we are and we could do whatever the fuck it is that we want. Because they're not, it's not like they're going to sacrifice themselves to protect them. You know what I mean? So at the point in time that it comes out, then also the fact and of what it is that a bunch of people have been saying a bunch of the time about all of these people are corrupt, but and all they're also in power and control of everything, but there's nothing that you can do about it. And while that might be true and probably would be true at the time that the list came out, there's but so long it would continue to be true once that was outed as a fact, because now people know this more as a whole, you know what I mean? Like, because as of now, people have this idea of going against the system. I mean, we talk about it, fucking Andrew Tate talks about it, all kinds of people talk about it, but it's just a concept. You know, back in the day with the black exploitation shit and whatnot, it was the man. But it's always been a nebulous concept of everyone is aware it's not really the government people, and people have like ideas or speculations or whatever, but no one knows who it is. And as long as you don't know who it is, that's what they have their power through their anonymity. But if the list comes out, then that probably is going to change a good little bit. And now, yes, while you can't immediately do something about it, like it's like, well, it was this guy. It's like, I'm not going to jail. Sure, there are no immediate effects, but the long-term ramifications of that is a fucking up of their overall plan and power structure. Okay. That's my speculation. This is what my brain tells me.
No. And we should listen to the All I Seen, man. Fuck that. Yoda speaks, man. But no, I agree with you. I agree with you totally. But I just wonder how will the public view this once the list, if the list ever is to reach our hands. Like you said, we basically can't do. You might look at a name and be like, man, I can't believe they did that. And then a week later, somebody's a new rap beef happens and you fucking forget about it. Is that more like what's probably gonna happen? Like, hey man, this motherfucker, this motherfucker's on that list, man. I ain't know my favorite so and so touch kids, man. And then and then and then motherfucker rap beef. Damn, man, that's crazy. You heard about MC Rap a Lot dissing Ice Pick, MC Ice Pick, and then they into that, and then that disappears almost. Like, it's crazy because
they just flood you with a bunch of other shit.
It's like the most. And I bring this example in a lot. Like Michael Jackson, he was the most famous, probably one of the most famous people ever created. He was killed. He was killed. Somebody went to jail for his murder, and then the next week is like, What are we talking? What else? What else is happening? Like, what else is new, man? Like, Michael, hey, the most famous person that ever was created was killed last week. Oh yeah, but what's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when do we ever?
See,
When do
that's
we ever like, yo, man? Let's concentrate on what just this groundbreaking, crazy shit that just happened. Why don't we focus on this before we get to the next shit?
That's what they just flood you with stuff and people just fall for it. Like they see like if you look at like the last year, like stuff has happened, like bigger, more important things have happened, but then they flood you with a bunch of other stuff like aliens and all of that whatnot. So people get distracted by everything. And that's the thing though, right? Because we talked about this before. I don't know if it was on camera, I don't know if it was off camera, I don't know where it was. But imagine your girl gets mad at you for because she thinks you're cheating or whatever, and you tell her that you're cheating, but you also tell her like 18 other different things. I'm also selling all kinds of drugs in Africa and shit, and I'm an assassin, and I've been a serial killer since I was
The
6,
cheating goes low on
and
the
I'm
list after that.
then it's at a certain point it's just like, wow, this is a lot of things, and it's like it just becomes easier to just not process with all of it. It's like, wow, I just got smacked in the face with all of this shit, and I don't know what thing to focus on because it's so many things, so I can't focus on anything. And also this thing seems like the least bad thing, even though it's the one that has to do with me, because now you're sitting there focusing on all of the other stuff. It's like, well, I mean, so you don't know what to do anymore. So I think that's what people wind up falling for with shit as well. Like I think that's why, speaking of the rap beef thing, I think that's why after like all of that happened, Drake tried to drop like a million songs at one single time.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Now, you know what I mean? Because it's so much to go through that it takes your attention away from all of the other stuff. And I think that's what it is that they do, and that's like. I think we talked about that too before. You said, well, you got to ask yourself, why are they showing you these UFOs now out of all of this time? If they're real, if what they're saying is true, why are they telling it to you now? Why? The question isn't, what are they doing? What have they been doing with it? The question is, why is now the time that you decided that we should know about this? And if you could take a look at the stuff that's going on around it, that will give you a much better idea. Because if you sit there and think about it critically, there's no utility to you knowing about UFOs. The fuck are you going to do with that information? Not a single goddamn thing. It's just something for you to be like, oh my God, wow, what this? And be distracted from the rest of the shit that's going on because it seems bigger. But they want you to pay attention to certain things, and they want to take away your attention from certain things. And people focus too much on what the things are versus what it is that they are trying to show you and why they're trying to show it to you.
Absolutely, man. And on a less, I think we addressed that fucking perfectly. What was given, what was, because I did a little research and seeing what was going on, and everybody was just like, the clickbait was like, Epstein, and you click on it and it's like, well, nothing interesting here. It's like, all right, why'd you even put the caption out? So I think we read between the, we read between the lines. We gave y'all the real, or like I said, in between the lines, we kind of gave you what we thought. But on a less serious note, my phone's pinging, right? And you know how much I dislike that. I don't like people contacting me. I don't like calls. I don't like, and I'm trying to do something. Why don't people ever think that you're doing something when they're trying to all right, one text, one call. If you don't, oh, that person's doing something, right? Jay, if I text you or if I call you, if I don't get a response right away, it's like, all right, they ended up, I'll wait until, why do you continuously, why are you doing this? I'm fucking recording my show with the All I Seen. Don't fucking interrupt me, man. Just leave me the fuck alone. Especially if I'm not hitting you back. I'm not hitting you back, dog. Like, so obviously I'm doing something. And we discussed this off camera. I don't like people reaching out to me, man. I don't give a fuck who it is. Leave me alone. If I don't contact you, I'm one of them motherfuckers. I'll have my people talk to your people. I don't. I'm one of them, Jay. I'll have my people reach out to your people. Cause this the type of shit. My shit pinging. I'm trying ding ding. Jay's fucking all I see. He's talking ding ding ding. Yo, dog. I'm not like, so I just want to throw that out there. I know it has nothing to do with the fuck we're talking about, but
nah,
yeah, but I like to bring my personal shit in real time so people can relate, because I know other people go through this shit. You're doing something, you're working, you're typing, you're doing whatever, you're making your kids some food, and somebody's constantly pinging or ringing your phone and not respecting your time. And they do not have the discernment to know this person is probably doing something, probably taking a shower, a shit, whatever the case may be. I'll wait until this person responds back to my text or phone call. I just want to throw that out there. You don't have to respond, Jay. I know that's fucking beneath your fucking all I seeing knowing shit, because you probably float somewhere and don't get phone calls and shit because you're like, oh shit. You see how I'm presenting you to the audience though, because that's how they gonna start seeing you, man.
My fucking
Man,
Buddhist temple type shit.
yes,
Just
Yoda, man. Fuck.
old
That's how I'm
meditation and
presenting.
shit.
That's
Yeah.
how I'm like, yo, this fuck that. This Yoda, man. Listen to what the fuck you talking about, man. He don't get phone calls. He don't. You can't just text Yoda, dog. And that's how I look at myself. Like, you can't just text me. I'm fucking important. You can't just hit, like, I'm not as accessible as you think. Like, don't, like, who do you think you are to text me? That's how I feel, man. And I know it's not right. That's how I feel, bro.
Man, I actually have mad thoughts about this. First and foremost, I'm the same way. No, I don't just be freely giving out my number to people. Like, a bunch of people will sit there and say something to me, or should be a DM and be like, "Oh, what's your number?" Like,
What?
I don't fucking know you. Get the
What?
fuck out of here. My mother texts me.
That's
My
it.
sister texts me. Other than that, don't contact me. I'm not here for it. Also, this is mildly related. Just popped into my head when you were saying it. I hate when someone's trying to send you like a long text, but they break it up into like 8 different messages.
Shit.
Let that be one goddamn thing. But you're absolutely correct. People don't respect or even take the time to consider the fact that, hey, maybe you're doing something. If I send someone a text, if I text you and you don't respond for however the fuck long, I'm like, oh, he's busy. Or maybe you just don't want to fucking respond to this shit right now. Like,
Fine,
that's
yes.
perfectly okay too. Like, people have this problem. People have this problem with, because I texted you, it's now, you now owe me the response that I seek when I seek it. Or because I called you, you now owe me your time on this phone. This is one of the reasons that I hate doorbells. I don't have a doorbell on my house. Well, I do, but it's behind like a gate, behind my like little like bucket atrium or whatever the fuck thing. So you can't get to it because I locked my gate. But like, I hate the concept that people feel that it's okay that, hey, I'm gonna walk up to your house and make noise in it, and now you have to stop what you're doing and get no.
Nah,
Absolutely
fuck that.
the fuck not. You are not welcome here. I've went and found a fucking house with a gate away from my door specifically so no one can knock on it or ring a bell. I want nothing to do with that shit. I don't know you. I did not invite you here. You are not welcome to create disturbances in my house. I don't give a fuck what you want. I don't care if you want to sell me something. I don't care if you're looking for refuge. I don't care if you're taking a survey. This is not for me. I don't know you. You are not welcome here. And people have this weird thing where they don't understand this as a concept. Like, I've had my neighbors be like, well, we tried to come and say whatever, but your gate was locked. Yeah, no shit, because I didn't want you to come over here and say whatever the fuck are you talking about. If I wanted you to come over here, my gate would be unlocked and you'd be welcome, but the gate's closed because you're not welcome. I'm surprised you couldn't take that hint. I don't know what you were confused by currently, but people, exactly, absolutely none of it. People will do the exact same thing, because I agree too with the ideas like, you can't just text me. I am not just someone who you can contact at your free whims. People have the same thing too with Instagram. Like, some people will DM me the wildest shit. They're like, yo, I want to have a conversation with you about philosophy. When are you free? Like, no, I don't know. You never, motherfucker. What are you talking about? And people, it's just super weird. People will send me this shit and be like, yo, watch my video or share it. No,
let me add to that. Hey, Jay.
I don't know who
hold on, yo. You got chill. That's crazy, because I be feeling the same way. I'll be like, yo, the motherfucker hit me in my DM. Yo, we need to do a track, so I'm gonna just go ahead and send the track through. And like, motherfucker, what? What do you mean we need to? We need to. It'll be a motherfucker MC show and so. We need to do a track together. We do? Why? Why do I need to do a track with you? Like, why are you in my DM? Why did I open this? Fuck. Like, so when you said that shit, that's crazy.
It'd be wild. Crazy. I'd be getting shit. Hey, my name is Matthew. Isn't a specific name? My name is Matthew. We need to work together. Hit me up.
We
like,
need to work.
Like this one time, like, what are you talking about? This should be so fucking weird. Or some people just want to sit there like, I'd like to debate with you about what you said because I
Man,
disagree. I
fuck
don't
you.
care. Like,
Fuck you, dog.
what about how I say things makes you feel like I care how it is that you feel? Like, what? I don't feel like I come across that
No,
way.
you do. You do.
I
You
don't
do.
feel
You do.
like,
I mean, whenever I'm like, yeah, I don't even debate. I'm like, man, I got to debate this motherfucker like you do. But that does not give anyone, Joe Schmo, the right with 3 followers and not even a fucking avatar to hop in your DM and to be like, yo, man, and first of all, watch your wording. We need to debate. We need, what you mean need? I need, yo, Rand, we need to do a track and shit. I feel, look, these the words I hate because I pay attention to words. I hate people who word shit crazily. We need to do this. Oh, yo, it's about that time. We need about the time. What? Who are you? What do you mean? It's about that time we get to. Yo, I'm from Jersey, so it's been that time. It's about that time that we need to get this track. No, I don't need to do nothing. I don't need to do nothing with you. It's crazy, and this goes to you and the doorbell shit and the doorbells, yo. And I'll bring my wife in, and she's sitting right next to me. I know she's gonna hate this, and I hope the pool guy isn't. I hope he doesn't watch this because we got a pool. And when this motherfucker knocks, because it'll be early in the morning, and the pool. I hate the maintenance with the pool, and if I knew this before, I'd be like, "What the fuck?" Right? So the pool guy knocks 9:30, 10, and it's like almost like Satan is knocking at the door, bro. Like, yo, motherfucker. And then when you open the door, it's like, hey, man, how you doing, man? He's like, hey, I'm like, what the fuck? If he knows that my wife wants to stab him, he don't even know. Like he's oblivious to these feelings we have for him. And we smile and we're like, hey, man.
no
He
discernment.
just, hey, man, how you doing? And he goes and take care of the pool. And when he leaves, we curse him out. We curse him out bad. Motherfucking, how dare he come take care of our fucking pool, man? How dare this motherfucker, man? So it's just like you don't want people to bother you, even though and it's just the pool guy. I love him. He's a great guy. He's doing his job, but he's knocking on our fucking door. Don't knock on the door. Don't ring the bell. Like you said, there's a gate there. You gotta come on, man. It's a gate for a reason. It's a big ass large door and it's probably bulletproof for a reason. We don't want any disturbances, even if you're doing your job. Shout out to pool guy, man. For future reference, don't knock on my door. Don't knock on Jay's door. Don't ping his phone or ping my phone. And if you do,
Don't DM me no
no
wild shit.
DMs, none of that shit. And if you do, please just watch your words. Be very mindful and cognizant of the words you use and the way you text and because if you text me and I don't text back, probably means a couple of things, but it just means one thing. I can't text you back right now if I'm not texting you back. So or call you back or DM you, or whatever the case may be. But I like to leave the people with this. I don't got nothing to leave you with. Don't text me or knock on my motherfucking door. That's that. That's the game within the fucking game. That's the game within the game. And when you do these things, before you do these things, like I'm about to ring the bell. I'm about to hit this DM, this send. I'm about to hit send on this DM. About to hit send on. Use fucking discernment before you do these.
1,000%.
Before you do whatever it is you're about to do, whatever stupid shit you're about to do, think about it. In our last episode, we talked about think it through. We talked about critical thinking and thinking forward and thinking for yourself. This was about using discernment. Use discernment on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute, week-to-week, hour-to-hour basis. Use it because it could save your life. It could give you opportunities. It could do all these other things. Just use it and use it wisely.
Prevent you from doing lots of
like smoking
shit.
crack.
Or getting
fat or being high on stage when you're performing and nodding off.
Yeah, don't do heroin.
Don't do heroin, baby.
It doesn't matter if fentanyl is in heroin if you don't do heroin.
Yo, shout out to Cash Money, Baby, Lil Wayne, all that. Shout out everybody we might have who might have took this the wrong way or whatever, or take us the wrong way on a week to week basis when we drop these episodes. Shout out to y'all. We're only trying to help. We're only trying to help and move everything forward. Hey, here we go.
If you had discernment, you'd see that.
You see how we getting smooth with this shit, man. We getting smooth with this shit, man. They're not ready, man. It's the game within the game, man. We giving it to y'all, man.
Game within a motherfucking game.
Motherfucking game. AJ, man. Always a pleasure talking to the all I seeing on the mountaintop, covered in fucking gold dust and lights fucking shining from the mountaintops while you fucking smoke on a little fucking whatever, you know what I'm saying, and smoke and thunder and because I don't think they understand what we doing right here. So shout out to you, Jay. Shout out to me, and shout out to Game Within the Game. Holla at your boy.
And still, final call. Still go stream that shit. We are still going.
It's the final call. Yes. Shout out to Dave East and everybody who was involved with that. The final call is still out. Go get that. Go stream that. Go buy that.
Album of the year. Go purchase. Go to iTunes and purchase that shit. Not streaming on Spotify. I mean, you can do that too, but buy it on iTunes first and then stream it on Spotify. Then go buy the merch. Get you a hat. Get you a hoodie. Get the fucking
merch
CD,
out now. Yeah,
all
thank
that
you,
shit.
Jay.
This is what we listen to all year. Fuck out of here with the rest of that shit.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me mention the merch. Yeah, the merch is out. The hats, buttons. We got.
We gonna drop the link for the merch in the description of this episode.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And actually, a little cool thing about the merch, the X hats, the X hats. Some of the proceeds will be going to the Malcolm X Foundation. So
I hit the applause button again, so maybe it'll pop up.
Yeah, I heard the beginning of somebody clapping. I didn't hear all of it though, but that'll be Hey, we got a real podcast, man. We got a real fucking podcast.
Oh, hold up. I didn't know you could hear it. Hold up. We got.
Whoa, you done added a new level to this shit, man. Hold on.
I'm telling you, this how we.
Oh, yo, where's my motherfucking gunshot button? What the fuck you pressing? How you did? How did you do that, Jay?
This is on the little deck thing I got.
What deck thing you got? I ain't got that shit. Why I can't shoot no gunshot?
It's not part of the program. It's separate. We'll talk about
all I see it. You don't be doing. Don't hold out on me.
I'm telling you.
I got to have applause.
We got the records. Wow. We got all the fucking noise. Come on now. They're not ready. I didn't know it would make them noises on here. See, this what happened with.
We a real podcast, dog. Okay, now let me calm myself down. I got a little excited and shit.
Tell about the merch
and shit. Like I said, Malcolm X hats. Some of the most of the proceeds will be going to the Malcolm X Foundation. If not all, I think me and East we discussed it. What was it, yesterday? So so buy the merch and buy the album, stream the album, whatever you got to do it. And next episode, I will have access to claps and gunshots and stab wound noises and all that shit. Because Jay can't.
We'll just make all kinds of sounds for onomatopoeia over
here. Yeah. Appreciate y'all listening, man.